list, you want to sort by volume, right? We discussed this in the first video, and I'm not going to repeat the reasons why, but that's what we're going to do. And then how we identify which one we want to trade, you're going to have to do some due diligence, see which ones have the best potential. But how you basically determine that is see the percentage that they're down or up the last 24 hours. Normally, you don't want to be trading something that's up a bunch because chances are it's going to fall. So we want to get in on things that have the potential to, go up. So maybe, here we have Bitcoin Cash down 3% over the last 24 hours. I wouldn't be trading Bitcoin Cash. So I'm actually going to use a trade that I'm looking at right now for an example, which is VeChain. So in the second video, we discussed technical analysis. Now, we mainly went over the MACD and the RSI, as well as what you want to look out for and how you know to enter a trade. So just to recap, basically, the strategy is you're going to wait for an oversold signal on the RSI, and the way you determine that is the purple line goes below the purple shaded area. Once you get that, and you can actually set an alert, which we also went over. Unfortunately for you guys, if you don't have a paid TradingView account, you cannot set multiple alerts, but you can set one alert, so you can go ahead and set that alert. But if you guys want to get live trading alerts every single day from our private community, the first link in the description is the Investors Elite. That is my private trading group. We do a live call every single day for an hour, Monday through Friday, and we also send out signals all throughout the day for trades, potential trades that we do profit on every single day. So if you guys want to join that, definitely check that out. But if not, let's continue on. So first step is see the oversold sign on the RSI. Second step is we want to see a confirmation of momentum. So you don't always have to wait for the blue line to cross up and over the orange line and get the confirmation from the MACD, but we do want to see that we're starting to see a lot of demand for the specific asset. Now, the way we do that is actually not on the technical analysis side. It's actually going to be on Binance. So really step one, just understand when it's oversold, and that's a good time to buy. Now, after that, really all you have to do is pay attention to this right here, which is the order book. Okay, now the order book does a lot of things, a lot of great things for people, and people don't even realize that you can trade specifically just off the order book if you wanted to, for the most part, which is actually what most of this strategy is, and it's pretty simple to do. So what you're going to want to look for is things like this. You see this huge wall? That's what you actually want to look for. So after you've determined something is oversold, either on the 5 minute or the 1 hour, then you jump over here to the order book to figure out if there's enough demand and a low amount of supply to allow the asset's price to rise from all of the buyers fighting for the best price of the asset. So right now I actually have an order set down towards where the beginning of the wall starts. So what you want to do is identify a wall, and then you want to place your buy order in between the top of the wall as well as right near the bottom of the wall. So as you can see, as the price moves down, there's going to be a few orders that are going to fill before mine. You can see $15,000, $5,000, $13,000, $6,000, $3,000, and then my order right here, $1,296 for $4,000. So my order is there. You can see that there's some orders above it, which is going to allow for a bit of a cushion there, and then there's a lot of orders below it, which is going to be a huge cushion, basically ensuring to me, allowing me to know that there's a bit of insurance on my trade. If I enter in here, it's going to take a lot of selling power to break through all of these orders as well, in order to trigger my stop loss, which would be around 1286. So that is basically how you use the order book to identify where you want to enter into a trade after you have already identified that something is oversold and the momentum is looking to turn towards the upside. So it's very simple, guys. Obviously, there is a ton that goes into trading. There's a lot of things that I could get into, all these lines, the moving averages that we have here, as well as some other advanced strategies that, of course, our private group does take part in. But if you guys just want a simple strategy, what I would recommend is either on the 5 minute or the 1 hour, depending on how much time you have per day, set an alert on a coin that you identify that you want to trade. Set an alert for an oversold signal either on the 1 hour or the 5 minute, whichever you guys want. If you have more time, I would suggest the 5 minute. If you have less time, I would suggest the 1 hour. Or if you want to be more hands off, 1 hour, more hands on, 5 minutes. So once you do that, set your alert, and then once it triggers, once you get that signal that the alert has triggered, then you need to jump in and identify where in the order book do you think is a good place to set a buy. And don't only look at the buyer side of the order book. You also want to pay attention to the seller side. Where do you think there's going to be a potential resistance? For me, there would probably be a potential resistance around 1335 to 1340 because there's a large clump of orders right there. And then even further up from that, looks like right around 1387 up to 1395. There's a lot of sell orders there as well. And then 74 grand at 1400. So you can get an idea of where the price of the asset could rise to and see resistance at, so you can start to plan out where you want to sell before you're even in the trade. So a big question that I always get is, well, how do I set what about a stop loss? What about, how do I set my sell order? What about all these things? How do I set the orders? And a big question, the biggest question that I get is, can I set a stop loss and also set my sell limit? And yes, you guys can do that now.